Hello, my name is Madam Jennifer from Educare TZ. Welcome again, my lovely Form 3 students, in our today's session where we are proceeding with our topic on the regulation in the topic of the reproduction or on the regulation, and we are continuing with our subtopic on the regulation of the blood sugar level. We have already seen on the mechanism of the regulation of the blood sugar level, where we have seen that they are under the hormonal control, which are the insulin as well as the glycogen, where the insulin, this is released when the blood glucose level is higher to ensure that the amount of blood glucose is reduced to normal, which is 90 milligram to 100 milligram of 100 mils of the blood of the human blood. Also, when the blood sugar glucose level fall, the glycogen is being released to ensure that the glycogen, under the control of the glycogen is converted to the glucose to ensure that the blood sugar is raised to a normal, so as to ensure that these all two cells function in a required manner. Failure to do so, there will be the complication or the diseases which might affect the body functioning. Example, this one is diabetes mellitus, diabetes insipidus, and others. So I would like to welcome you in today's session where we are going to see the effect or the result of the failure of these two hormones in the regulation of the blood glucose level into the body of the human being. So now let us see the causes, symptoms, and effect of low blood sugar level. So this results when the glycogen fail, or the glycogen hormone, which is released by the beta cell of the lung heart, are failed to convert the glycogen under the influence of the glucagon, which are sensitive cells into the liver, to convert the glycogen to the glucose, which can increase the blood glucose level. So if there will be the defect in this particular hormone, there will be the effect, and the result is the hypoglycemia, which is low blood pressure. So we are going to discuss on the causes. What is the main causes of the low blood glucose, the symptoms, also the effect of low blood sugar level. So the hypoglycemia, in other term, we can say it, or we can call it as a low blood sugar level. So is a condition in which the level of glucose in the blood is abnormally low. So it's a condition in which the level of the glucose in the blood is abnormally low. So everything must be maintained into the constant level, so as for the functioning of the cell. So with the help of several glands and hormones they produce, the body maintain the blood sugar level at constant level. So if there will be the failure of this cell to maintain the blood sugar level at a constant level, there will be the problem. So the factors such as diseases or poor diet can alter the mechanism that regulate sugar level in the blood, leading to hypoglycemia. So the factors such as diseases, poor diet, the eating of the food that have little amount of the carbohydrates. So when the carbohydrate will be broken down, it can release only little amount of the glucose. Also, this alter the mechanism that regulates the sugar level in the blood sugar, leading to hypoglycemia. So this will alter the functioning of the glycogen, which is responsible for restoring or for the increase in the blood sugar level, if there will be, or when the control center will determine that there is a little amount of the blood sugar. So the poor diet, there will be only little amount of the glucose, meaning that the glycogen, even if it will be broken down, it cannot produce a large amount of glucose to restore the bodily blood sugar level. So what are the causes now of the hypoglycemia? First one, the hypoglycemia can be caused by drugs, hormone deficiency, trauma, failure of organs such as kidney, liver, and heart. So the hypoglycemia can be caused by the particular drug a person is using, can be caused by hormonal deficiency, example that's glycogen, also the trauma, failure of the organ, kwa mfano kama kidney failure, the liver failure, kwa sababu within the liver is where there is this deamination process, ambapo kuna breaking down of the amino acid to produce the amine, Vile vile inasaidia katika during the conversion of glucose to glycogen, where it can be stored as glycogen or as fat for insulating. So if there is a failure of this liver, it can be very, very difficult for the conversion of the glycogen to glucose. Also, the failure of the heart can alter the mechanism of the blood sugar regulation, which might result to the failure of this hormone to produce a large or required amount of blood sugar levels. Also, it may also be caused by strenuous exercise immediately after eating and gastrointestinal surgery. Also, that's why you advise that soon after finishing the food, baada ya kumaliza kula, make sure that you get a little, lazima upumzike kwa muda, so as to ensure that this carbohydrate is broken very nicely, to ensure that the other bodily activity proceeds. So if you finish up eating and you finish even without taking a rest, then you are continuing with this hard work, also continuous exercise can alter or can interfere with the whole mechanism of the conversion of the carbohydrate to glucose, which might result into the disease. Also, gastrointestinal surgery might result to this disease, which is hypoglycemia, due to the defect katika the digestion process. Now, what are the symptoms of the hypoglycemia? The hypoglycemia, the symptom is the brain is first organ to feel the effect of hypoglycemia. So, vile vile, and that's why people who are suffering from the low blood pressure, sometimes wanakuwa na wale wenye kupoteza kumbukumbu, wanaanza kuwa na blurred vision, yani ubongo unakuwa na be affected. Na vile vile inaweza kupelekea headache, vile vile excessive sweating. People who are suffering from the hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia are suffering from excessive sweating. Wanakuwa na suffer from the dehydration. Vile vile blurred vision or dizziness, mtu anaanza kuona kama kungukungu, vile vile kizunguzungu. These are the symptoms. Also depression, also anxiety, also heart palpitations, also slurred speech and seizure and coma. Vile vile katika kuongea, mtu atumii ile voice yake kawaida, anaanza kama kuongea kama mtu ambaye ni kiziwi, yani sauti yake haina, pitch zake zinakuwa zijapangiliwa. Vile vile inaweza kapelekea coma, mtu kuparalyze au vile vile kwa katika coma. So, what now are the effects of the hypoglycemia? So, the inadequate supply of glucose can result into the impairment of the body functioning. The effect of hypoglycemia can include the coma. Someone can suffer from coma, ambapo kuna failure of the whole body. Anakuwa ni mzima lakini hawezi kufanya kitu chochote. Ni tofauti na paralyzing, yani anakuwa katika coma, anakuwa hajitambui lakini ni mzima. Vile vile the permanent brain damage inaweza kapelekea mtu akawa kichaa. Vile vile inaweza kapelekea kifo. So this disease is very, very dangerous. We have to ensure that, my lovely form Christian, you have to ensure that you eat a balanced diet. This disease main cause is the type of the food we are eating. So make sure that you eat a balanced diet so as to ensure that you are safe from this particular disease, both hypoglycemia, also hyperglycemia, where we are going to discuss now in detail. So the main source is the nutrition, the lifestyle we are living in. Also, there are some cases on the hereditary, but it is very, very minor. But the main source is the exposure or the lifestyle people are living in. So, the second concept we are going to discuss on the causes, symptoms, and effect of the high blood sugar level. We have already seen on the causes and symptoms and the effect of low blood sugar level, which is hypoglycemia. Now this is the effect or the causes and symptoms of the high blood glucose level, which is hyperglycemia. So the hyperglycemia is the condition in which the glucose concentration in the blood is above the normal. This occurs when there is a defect in this insulin hormone, which is responsible for the lowering of the blood glucose level when it is above the normal by converting the glucose into the glycogen and fat to be stored into different body for the insulation and defense. So if there will be the defect in these hormones, meaning that the blood sugar level, the high blood sugar level will not be maintained, so it will result into the hyperglycemia or high blood sugar level, which is also a problem. So if the pancreas is removed or fail to secrete insulin, there will be the drastic increase in the concentration of the blood sugar. So therefore, a mechanism is needed to correct it. Eventually, glucose begins to appear in the urine and condition is known as glucosuria. So if this disease or mechanism is not being corrected to ensure that the high level of the blood sugar, which is already produced in the body, also the insulin failed to secrete or to maintain that amount of the blood sugar level into the body. So the first symptoms, a person who is suffering from the hyperglycemia will suffer from, there will be the large amount of the protein of the glucose into the urine, and this condition is known as glucosuria. So the amount of the glucose, if there is a large amount, tunaangalia kwa wale mtu ambao wanaumwa kisukari, ukiangalia mikojo yao inakuwa ina sukari nyingi, na hii hapa condition inaitwa glucosuria. So the glucosuria is a common symptoms of diabetes mellitus. So this is one of the symptoms of the diabetes mellitus. Kuna diabetes mellitus pamoja na diabetes insipidus. The diabetes mellitus inatokea pale ambapo kuna kuwepo na high blood glucose level into the blood of the human being. So the diabetes mellitus is caused by deficiency in secretion of the insulin from the pancreas. So this results into the rising or the increase of the blood glucose level. So the disease is characterized by very high amounts of blood glucose within the range of 400 to 8 mg per 100 ml of the blood. As we know that the normal blood glucose level is 90 mg to 100 mg per liter. So when there will be the defect in the whole hormone system, the diabetes mellitus might result whereby now there is the largest amount of the blood glucose level, which is up to 400 mg to 8 mg per 100 liter of the human blood. So this is very very dangerous, meaning that kuna kuwepo na kiasi kikubwa sana cha sukari katika mwili, na hii hapa ndio inapelekea ugonjwa wa diabetes mellitus. Kwa mpaka hapa sasa hivi mtu tayari ameshaugua, there is no another mechanism. Hivyo atabi subjected, akienda hospitalini atabi subjected asile vyakula vyenye sukari, asile vyakula vyenye mafuta, anywe maji mengi, yani ulaji wake utakuwa si chakula chenye chumvi na mashati mengi ambayo ni shida. So my lovely family students, I would like to again to insist, make sure that you follow the balanced diet. Avoid eating these sugary foods. Avoid using this table salt, yani kwa mfano kuongeza chumvi mbichi, hizi hapa sukari za kuunga au vyakula vyenye sukari kwa wingi, vyakula vyenye mafuta kwa wingi. This is all, hizi zote zinaweza kupelekea defect katika insulin ambayo ipo responsible katika maintenance of the high blood glucose level. So in case kama utapelekea defect, inaweza kuinterfere the mechanism, na hivyo sio ajabu mtu kuweza kuugua huu ugonjwa depending on the lifestyle ambayo amekuwa amejiexpose. So the diabetes mellitus is caused by the failure of glucose to diffuse into the cell. So when the glucose, hii hapa diabetes mellitus inatokea pale ambapo hii hapa glucose imefeli kuweza kudiffuse kwenda katika cell for the storage, either imeshindwa kuweza kuwa converted kwenda katika glycogen as the one of the storage of the carbohydrate. Vile vile this level of blood glucose is above the kidney absorptive capacity of 180 mg 100 per 100 ml of blood. Kwa hiyo hapa hii level ya 400 mg mpaka 800 mg per 100 liters ya blood ni above the norm, na hivyo kidney yenyewe ambayo ni figo ambayo ipo responsible for the regulation of the body fluid, regulation of the blood katika kuchuja, na yenyewe inakuwa ni juu yake, ambao uwezo wa figo katika kuweza kuregulate kiwango cha sukari ni 180 100 mg per 100 ml. Kwa hiyo inakuwa ni mkubwa, ni juu ya uwezo wa figo, na hivyo mtu inakuwa ni rahisi kuwa affected. So the result is that glucose is excreted in the urine, and that condition tumeita kwa inaitwa glucosuria, ambapo kuna kuwepo na kiasi kubwa sana cha glucose katika mkojo, and the excretion of the urine is accompanied by the high frequency of the urination. So vile inapelekea the excretion of the urine ikiwa na high frequency of urination. Na ndio maana watu wengi wanaugua kisukari, wale wenye kisukari cha high blood glucose level wanakuwa wanakojoa more frequently. Kila mara wanakuwa wanapata wanakojoa, na wanakuwa wanakojoa mkojo mwingi sana, more diluted urine yenye kiasi kikubwa tena cha sukari, na wanakuwa wanakojoa mpaka lita 20 kwa siku. Wanakuwa na suffer from dehydration, na ndio maana kila muda wanakuwa wanahitajika kunywa maji mara kwa mara, kwa sababu wanakuwa wana urinate very frequently na very diluted urine, na wanakuwa na suffer from this sweating pamoja na dehydration. Kwa hivyo wanahitajika kunywa maji ya mara kwa mara. So this condition is known as polyuria. So the excretion of the high frequency of the excretion of the urine in high frequency inaitwa polyuria, lakini the presence of the glucose katika urine inaitwa glucosuria. So the polyuria result in excess thirst, leading to large intake of large volume of water. Due to this frequent urination, na mtu anakuja mara kwa moja na anakuwa anatoa mkojo mwingi, inapelekea kila muda mtu kuwa suffer from the dehydration, kupata kiu, na hivyo kuhitajika kunywa maji mara kwa mara kwa ajili ya maintenance of this blood fluid, of this body fluid. So the kidney is forced to extract excess glucose with a relatively large amount of water, and therefore the provision of the insulin to diabetes patients lower the blood glucose level. Kwa wale watu ambao wenyewe wanakuwa na kisukari cha juu au cha kupanda, wenyewe wanakuwa wanachomwa hizi, wenyewe mara nyingi unakuta wana sindano za insulin, dawa zao za insulin wanakuwa nazichoma pale ambapo wanahisi kama kuna dalili za kuongezeka kwa sukari, na yoga ni kila siku kwa ajili ya kuweza kulower the blood glucose level. In the long term, other complication may occur to a person with diabetes which may be difficult to cure using insulin. Ikiwa ni kwa muda mrefu, mtu ame-experience kwa muda mrefu, hii dawa hapa insulin inaweza kabisa isifanye kazi, na inaweza kapelekea mtu kuweza kufariki. Now, what are the causes of the diabetes mellitus? The high blood sugar can be caused by diabetes, obesity or eating disorder. So hapa high blood sugar au ni hyperglycemia inaweza kusababishwa kutokana na diabetes, kisukari, inaweza kapelekea na obesity meaning that kiasi cha fat inakuwa kipo kingi sana mwilini, na vile vile eating disorder. Kwa mfano wale watu ambao wanajikondesha, wale ambao wanahitaji kuwa slim. Ukiangalia katika nutrition when the form to anexerora nervosa. So these are the main causes of the high blood sugar. Kwa hiyo inatakiwa kwamba when you eat kwamba unakula balanced diet. Usijinyime kula vile vile usile kupindukia. So the individual with the diabetes mellitus have an increased blood sugar level which exceeds the reabsorption capacity of the kidney. As we already discussed kwamba the absorptive capacity ya kidney ni 180 mg per 100 ml of the blood kwa ajili ya kuweza kusikiliza. Lakini diabetes mellitus inatokea pale inapelekea blood glucose level kuongezeka mpaka 400 au hadi 800 mg per 100 ml of blood glucose. So hapa inakuwa inazidi kile kiwango cha hivyo figo inafosiwa kuweza kuexcrete kiwango kikubwa tena cha sukari, na vile vile kuweza kuexcrete kiwango kikubwa sana cha maji. Hii inaweza ikapelekea kidney failure. Na ndio watu wengine vya kisukari wanakuwa nasimbuliwa na ugonjwa wa figo. So the kidney unable to reabsorb sugar back into the blood stream. Na hivyo mikojo inakuwa mtu anakuwa anakojoa mkojo ambao unakuwa una high glucose ambao tunaita glucosuria. Also, this causes production of more urine ambao tulianga inaitwa ni polyuria. So the obesity is one most of the common cause of the chronic non-diabetic hyperglycemia. It can be reduced by eating properly and exercising regularly in order to lower the body excess white fat reserved. Vile vile, this fat reserve interfere with the body ability to absorb and utilize the glucose. That's why yasema kwamba obesity na kuwepo na large amount of this white fat reserve, inakuwa interfere ule uwezo wa mwili au uwezo wa ule glucose au that hormone katika regulation of the amount of the glucose, kwa inapelekea sukari kuwepo kwa wingi. Kwa hiyo ulaji mzuri wa milo unatakiwa uzingatiwe. Vile vile I would like to insist on the having physical exercise kwa ajili ya burning of the fats. Vile vile eating disorder such as bulimia nervosa kwa wale ambao wanakuwa wanahitaji wengine kuwa mamisi. Eating disorder kwa mfano kama this bulimia nervosa, also called the hyperglycemia. Now what are the symptoms of the diabetes mellitus? So first symptom, mtu mwenye kisukari, the diabetes mellitus au the hyperglycemia, anakuwa na suffer from frequent hunger, kila muda anakuwa anasikia njaa. Nyingine ni thirst and urination, anakuwa anasikia kiu kila muda na kukojoa kila mara. Anakuwa na uono hafifu, blurred vision, anakuwa na uchovu, anakuwa anapata fatigue, also anakuwa anapungua uzito. Vile vile poor healing of wounds. Mtu akiwa na kisukari ni vigumu, akajikata ni vigumu sana katika kuweza kupona kidonda chake. Also kuna dry mouth, vile vile na dry or itchy skin. These are one of the symptoms of this diabetes mellitus. So whenever you see someone who is having this symptom, make sure kwamba unamuadvise aweze kutembelea a particular medical facility kwa ajili ya medication. Na vile vile diabetes mellitus can be characterized by impotence in males and recurrent infections such as vaginal yeast. Kwa wanaume inaweza kapelekea impotence, na vile vile kwa wanawake inaweza kapelekea fungus katika via vya uzazi. Vile vile rashes or external air infection. Now what are the effects of the diabetes mellitus? The diabetes mellitus, hyperglycemia has adverse effect in the brain. The first one organ to be affected is on the brain. Vile vile the increased glucose level has been linked with increased cerebral lactate, which in turn causes local brain acidosis and disruption of the brain barrier. This brain barrier ni ile ambayo ni defensive barrier ambayo inasaidia katika kuprevent unwanted material virus from entering the brain. So when there will be the interference, meaning that the brain will be affected, inaweza kupelekea mtu akiwa kichaa, kupoteza kumbukumbu na other infection. So it also promotes cerebral edema, ambayo cerebral edema inatokea due to the excess production of the fluid, like yani maji yanakuwa yanazalishwa kwa wingi katika lymphatic vessels, lakini uwezo wa kuweza kuyatoa unakuwa ni mdogo. Inapelekea cerebral edema kwa unakuwa bongo kuweza kujaa maji, which leads to the brain swelling. Vile vile it affects stroke patients by impairing the cerebrovascular brain reactivity. So that is all about the effect of the diabetes mellitus. It's very, very dangerous disease. So make sure that you follow very, very properly the time for the balanced diet, so to ensure that you maintain your good health. So up to now, I hope now you have well understood on the lesson. I would like to give you this simple tactics so as to increase up your understanding. But please keep on following Educare TZ for other enjoyable and fantastic sessions which can make you to be a better student. So my question is, why patients suffering from diabetes mellitus urinate frequently? My second question, explain the causes, symptoms, and effect of the hyperglycemia. That is my question to you in our today's session. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice moment.